This is Mike Joyce once again returning for a live stream here all across the Ohio News and Weather and Bell Park Weather Network. We now have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Cuyahoga County. This will run until I had that right here for you. This is going to run until 2:45 this afternoon for the western half of the county, including pretty much every western suburb of Cleveland right now. So let's take a look at why this storm is so significant. And I'm going to switch on the velocity data from the Cleveland Terminal Doppler radar out of the for the Cleveland airport. The weather service radar sits at the Cleveland airport, but I don't want to use that because right now the strongest part of the storm is in the cone of silence, which is a small area between about Fairview Park and Brook Park and North Olmsted that doesn't get radar coverage because it's basically right on top of the radar. So what we're going to do is see that there is a strong wind potential here in those some of those western suburbs like Fairview Park and Brook Park and North Olmsted, Berea. The strongest wind I see are literally right on top of the radar in Cleveland, which means they're literally right on top of the airport as we speak. So, and I'm even looking at a camera right now in Brook Park, and seeing some of those showers coming down there for a lot of folks there on the west side of Cleveland. So, yeah, this is another strong thunderstorm. Looks a little more windy than it did back in Lorain County. I can switch over to that Cleveland radar, the Cleveland Weather Service radar, but it does not give us a very good picture because there you can see it, this perfect circle that's between Fairview Park, Brook Park, and Olmsted Falls. That is the what we call the cone of silence. That's basically the Cleveland airport. We're not getting any data there because that's where the radar sits and it can't scan that close to the storm. So we're going to rely on the terminal Doppler radar. You might have heard us use that phrase before. The terminal Doppler for Cleveland is out in Lorain County, out in Eaton Township, and it's getting us a really good view of the storm here. Really right along the 71 and 480 corridor. So the gustiest wind right now is on top of Hopkins Airport. So hopefully some flights are being directed around that. We don't want any planes getting caught in any potential strong thunderstorm downdrafts that are literally coming right over the airport and the flight path. So a lot of a lot of those flights that come in and out of Hopkins really fly over like the West Park neighborhood of Cleveland, which this impacts. So yeah, the west side of the city of Cleveland, Lakewood. You're getting some very gusty wind with the strongest wind right on top of the airport right now. So if you're familiar with Brook Park Road, which is State Route 17 right here, 480, it's going to be a real gusty go across 480 right now, and I-71 right through the Hopkins Airport area in the west suburbs. So east side suburbs of Cleveland, you are not in the warning right now, but this is quite a powerful storm that's sitting right on top of the airport, and we're really getting some good radar coverage here. The strongest gusts I see are crossing 480 and Brook Park Road right now. So if any of those road names sound familiar to you, then hopefully you are away in a safe structure and away from windows. This would also include the Rocky River Reservation between Cleveland and Fairview Park. There's some picnic areas there, and some folks that are probably maybe jogging or hopefully hopefully taking shelter somewhere down that way. As this is quite a strong gusty storm. The Again, I'm looking at a camera on the west, or I'm sorry, on the east side of Brook Park where it borders Parma, and I don't see any wind there, so that's good news. But certainly some strong wind potential right over the Cleveland airport right now. Let's see if we've got some folks over here. Cincinnati is in good shape. Nothing really impacting the Cincinnati area right now. These are just pop-up storms that are occurring because of just how hot it's been. And one reason why the Cleveland area is a little more susceptible to these pop-up storms is because uh, not only do we have all the heat and humidity inland, but we also have that lake boundary that heat and humidity can interact with. And when you have that going on, you have that difference in temperature. The lake is pretty warm now. Now that we're in mid-June, the lake is pretty warm, but it's certainly not as warm as it is over land, especially with the urban heat island going on with all the concrete buildings in the city. So you get this kind of uh, interaction that helps fire up some storms. And right now, the Cleveland suburbs are under the gun. This is that type of day where we have pop up storms that are going to be occurring occasionally under the summer heat, which is still the biggest issue as we head into the rest of the week, really. Oh, okay. We've got another severe thunderstorm warning to talk about right now, too. And I've got some video to show you as well. This one's right on top of Fairport Harbor again. And this is in Lake County. Let me show you the video. There it is. This is the Fairport Harbor webcam. And the wind is howling out there right now. You can see that makeshift wind vane they've got there on the beach. Looks like everyone is taking shelter, and there are very, very large raindrops. There might even be some hail there, because if you look at the radar, you can see this pink and white, pretty much right there. Um, that is some very heavy precipitation just to the north of Fairport Harbor, but Fairport Harbor is getting some very heavy rain as well. This one's more off of Madison area, heading toward like Geneva on the Lake, but it's moving so slow. And man, that is an impressive camera shot there. Let's put it back up on the screen there. Yeah. And we can even see some water starting to pool up on the beach, and the wind kind of blowing across the water there. Pretty impressive camera view there. That wind is howling, and that's what we're getting. We're getting the downdrafts out of these storms that are producing these very strong thunderstorm gusts, and there's no tornado threat with this. There is no tornado threat, especially with these straight line wind threats that we're getting. The storms are what we call gusting out. It's pushing air out of the thunderstorm with a very strong downdraft rather than a strong updraft that twists like a tornado. It's kind of the opposite mechanism that's going on here. I just got word there's a race at the Rocky River Reservation at 6 p.m. Hopefully this will be all done by then. I certainly hope so. But it's a bit dangerous there down in western Cuyahoga County right now. Still not getting great radar coverage because of the cone of silence at the Cleveland airport, but we do have good radar coverage from the terminal Doppler out in Lorain County. So looks like the strongest wind gusts right now are still near the I-480 and I-71 interchange. If you're familiar with the west side of Cleveland, this is going to be like the Purtis area, west 150th, west 130th Street, and some of those West Park neighborhoods, south side of Lakewood. Those are going to be the areas impacted by this storm. Rocky River and Lakewood should be indoors as well. Let's zoom in. Let's see if we can find some ODOT cameras in the area that might be able to show us what's going on. Yeah, looking pretty nasty over there. Right at the airport. Yeah, this is right at the airport here. So let me see if I can put that up on the screen for you. Here we go. So let me adjust this quickly for better view. So this is the ODOT camera right at I-480 and the airport. So thanks to our free ODOT camera network. So pretty wet out there. We can see some rain accumulation there along the embankment on the side of the road. If we go up the road a little bit, we can see this is I-71 at Purtis. So a lot of wind coming through. Look at the trees; they are getting tossed around there. This is. Oh, and look at all the water that's getting splashed up out on the roads. I wish we could get a an animation, but you'll see this update here very shortly, and you can just see that the drivers are moving very slow, and there's water pooling on I-71 right now. They're at I-71 and Puritas. So that's about just before West 150th Street. So this is at West 143rd. So very similar situation. A lot of water out on the roads, a lot of wind. The trees are really getting knocked around by this one. All right, that's on I-71. If we go up here to I-90, ooh, that camera, the Hilliard Road camera's down. Ooh, yeah, this one's at I-90 at Warren. So nasty, nasty dark clouds there. This is where the wind is coming right through the west suburbs of Cleveland. So hopefully we're not going to hear about any power outages. That does not look good. Um, so let's see. Working on the west side of Cleveland there. Okay. All right. So let's see if we can look at some of the other cameras in the area. Um, okay. So yeah, just a lot of wet roads over by 117th Street there. If we go back toward Worcester Road, this is in Rocky River, so still a lot of water on the roads there. A lot of wind. I'm seeing a lot of trees getting knocked around here. And again, this is Warren Road. This one looks the most impressive to me right now. I-90 at Warren, where there's a lot of wind going on right here. I feel like it's almost better to show you the ODOT cameras than it is the radar at the moment, just to kind of give you a visualization of what's going on. All right. So back here at West 143rd again, pretty nasty. This one's 130th Street, so not terribly bad here at 130th. It looks like looks like the power's on at the gas station there. Um, but yeah, it looks like the worst of it is now moving north toward Lakewood and I-90. It looks like it's getting a little bit better at I-71 and Puritas. So yeah, the strongest wind is now over Lakewood. So let's try to get you up to Lakewood. Um, so again, I-90 here at Warren. Ooh, pretty nasty. It's coming down in sheets there. The trees are really getting knocked around. I'm going to put the radar back on really quick, and we can see, yeah, the strongest gusts really are, according to radar, are exactly what we're seeing. We can see some of the brighter oranges here on the radar. There we go. Right across I-90, so the brighter oranges indicates a stronger wind. So Route 10 here, that's Lorraine Road. So that's going to be including the West Park neighborhood of Cleveland and the city of Lakewood. And then we're talking about Route 6, Route 20, that's Lake Road. So Lake Road in Cleveland and in Lakewood. Be watching out for that. And then we do have a strong gust coming out over the lake just to the east of the mouth of the Cuyahoga River there running through downtown. So downtown probably looking pretty nasty right now as well. So that's going to be like Whiskey Island, the Flats, and places like that. So nasty on the west side of Cleveland right now. But it is looking a little bit better back in Brook Park, by the airport, Fairview Park. Although there is this little gust back here near Olmsted Falls that I'm starting to see pop up as well. So we're watching out for that. I don't want anyone to be too concerned about this. Where we see right here, where we see this green that's popping up near the red, that is not actually rotation. Um, there's many ways you can tell the difference, but this is basically an outflow dominant storm, meaning all the energy is pushing down out of the storm in a straight line wind threat rather than a twisting motion. It kind of looks like it, but if you play it and loop it, you're not seeing any like twisting motion. You're basically just seeing the boundary of where the radar is detecting winds and the direction that they're going. So, yeah, so it's getting windy again back here in Olmsted Falls, North Olmsted, Fairview Park, maybe even the Cleveland Airport getting blasted by another um, strong gust of wind. Looks like Lakewood is now kind of starting to calm down wind wise. Strong wind looks like out over the lake right near downtown Cleveland. Let's see if we can't get a view of downtown Cleveland right now. Let's see if we got a good camera um, over downtown. So here is, okay, it actually doesn't even look all that wet here. So this is I-90 at 77, just east of Progressive Field. So it didn't rain a whole lot there, but you can see how dark and cloudy it is. Let's take a look. This is East 22nd Street, so it gives us actually a little four corners perspective. We can see the sun coming out to the south, and then all that rain dumping to the west. Dang, there's no cameras on Route 2. That's unfortunate. Let's take a look at Burke Lakefront. So this is the Lakefront Airport. Hey, not even all that wet over by the Brown Stadium. Not too bad there. Okay, well that's our ODOT camera network. We could even go back toward. So this is I-90 at West Boulevard. It looks like things are getting uh, a little better there. We have yeah, okay, that's I-90 at West again. Back here at Warren. All right, it's looking a little better at Warren Road now. Rocky River, that camera's not working. Worcester Road still pretty wet and sloshy. And then if we go back west a little bit, so this is Detroit Road, so not as bad over there. Okay, so that storm, that wind gust has moved off over the lake, I think, but now we're kind of watching another one come back over here near Olmsted Falls again. So we're going to be kind of keeping an eye on the camera over in North Olmsted and Fairview Park again. Actually, this camera you're looking at right now, West 220th, that would be in Fairview Park, I believe. So right on 480 there. So right at the exit for the Rocky River Reservation. So a lot of water on the road there. Looks like it's kind of windy with the trees getting knocked around a little bit. So another gust of wind coming through with this storm. And I do really want to stick with this storm just because we have such a large population here, over maybe 600,000 people living here on the west side of Cleveland. So we really want to kind of focus on that. I know we have some questions about a couple other places. So let's zoom out. I'm going to turn the camera off and kind of go back to our other view and see what other storms are causing some problems. Again, we do have that severe thunderstorm warning out here for Lake County as well. So the Lake County storm is going to run until 2:45. The Cuyahoga County warning also runs until 2:45 as well. And then we also had a question down here about this storm that's been sitting on top of Hubbard, a flash flood warning until 4:45. And man, this storm is barely moving. Let's see if we can get some cameras down near Hubbard. I'm sure we can. There's got to be some ODOT cameras right along the state line. Not very close, but we do have right here I-80 at Logan Way Avenue. So that's going to be Logan Way. That is going to be right on the border of Liberty Township and Hubbard there, it looks like. So yeah, flash flood warning in this region. Not great situation there. So obviously high ground is going to be a good spot. And that flash flood warning runs until 4:45, where hopefully this will be able to recede a little bit. So let me take that off. There it is on radar. The loop, the 25-minute loop, really showing us that it's barely moving. It's just still dumping rain. But these are the only storms right now. So if you're not in any, I know we've had several questions about specific locations. If you are not in any of the places I just mentioned, you're fine for now. If we look across the state, nothing really south of Northeast Ohio. We switch over to our Wilmington radar. We do have a couple pop-up storms. One near Millersburg, just a quick downpour. Another down here near Newark and Hanover in Licking County. Another one out here in Harrison County. A couple other down here in the Hocking Hills region. So Hocking and Vinton County there. And that's it. The severe weather focus right now is in Northeast Ohio, kind of like it was yesterday, um, where the strongest storms are closer to the lake, closer to the Cleveland metro, and of course we do have this flash flood situation down here in Youngstown. Let's go another look. Let's take another look at Lake County. Again, this warning runs until 2:45. Um, the Fairport Harbor cam still looking pretty. Uh, wow, wow, look at that. Um, Calm now. It's just even some sun trying to make its way back out. Looks like there's a guy right there, kind of assessing what to do. I guess that's what I would do in this situation if that were me. But yeah, this camera coming to us from Fairport Harbor. This one's always a very good camera. Looks like there's some folks out there ready to get back into the lake. My only concern is lightning still too close? I would not be getting back into the lake right now if lightning is close. And I don't know. I think we got lightning a little too close. If we think about where the storm is, there's Fairport Harbor, and then just up into Perry and the Madison area. Yeah, I stay out of the lake. Please stay out of the lake at least for 30 minutes until uh the storm has passed or you don't hear thunder anymore. All right, so still that strong storm on the west side of Cleveland. Still some storms back here by Grafton redeveloping, which is interesting to look at. And we can switch back over to our terminal Doppler velocity. I don't really see a lot, but it looks like there could be some gusty wind developing back here near Grafton. And again, another gusty storm right on the border between North Olmsted and Fairview Park. So that's going to be like your Clegg Road area, the Great Northern Mall's over there. And then, of course, Fairview Park, that's where the Rocky River Reservation is. Cleveland Airport, not far, where you see this KCLE, that's the radar. If you've ever driven on 480, you can see the radar dome next to NASA. It's kind of cool. At least I think it's cool. But yeah, so that's where your strongest wind is right now. So the east side of Westlake going to get slammed by this again too. Rocky River and Lakewood, you're not completely clear of the gusty wind. Looks like that heavier rain is picking up near Brook Park again, according to the camera I'm looking at. Fairport Harbor still seeing some rain over in that other severe thunderstorm warning, and we got people in the lake. Got people in the lake. I don't know, guys. I'd wait a little bit. I know it's hot. I know we want to go swimming, but sheesh. uh, I don't love that. I think there's lightning too close out there in Fairport Harbor. Okay, well, some good news here. It looks like this wind here in North Olmsted and Fairview Park has kind of died down a little bit. So that's good news there. I think mostly we're looking at some heavy rain right now. We'll have to watch this little downburst maybe developing out here near Grafton again. Some of these same locations getting hit over and over and over again, which is good news if you need rain, but bad news, if there's any wind damage potential. And then actually, if you look out over here, it looks like it's getting really windy out here near Bracknell. So Bracknell is going to be I-90 and on the east side of Cleveland. Let's take a look if we can get some cameras out there. We have Bracknell. Yeah, it doesn't look terribly. It looks kind of windy out there. So this is near mile marker 178, East 105th Street near Bracknell. Looks just kind of a little breezy with some heavy rain going through there. And we're still an hour or two before rush hour, so I don't think this is going to. Hopefully, it's not an impact to rush hour here for the Cleveland area in a couple hours. I know how that can be kind of nasty on I-90 from downtown through Euclid area. So traffic looking okay right now. Just a lot of water, a lot of wind, and hopefully people are staying safe from that. Okay, so that was the ODOT camera there. All right, so we still have that severe thunderstorm warning for Lake County. That's going to run for another 20 minutes, although it's not looking so bad anymore. Again, we can take a look at our Fairport Harbor camera. There's still some people in the lake. Hopefully the lightning is not nearby. The wind is kind of dying down though, so that's good news there. Okay, very good. All right, so just one more recap. I think I'm gonna take a pause here once again, just to kind of let these storms do their thing. Only northeastern Ohio really affected right now. Um, Anywhere else is not really being affected by storms at the moment, but if you are, I will kind of cut back in. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for western Cuyahoga County and Lorain County until 2:45. Severe thunderstorm warning for Lake County until 2:45, and a flash flood warning for far southeastern and southeastern Trumbull and northeastern Mahoning County. That'll run until 4:45. So that's what we got going on. The rest of the state looking pretty clear. So if you're anywhere else, just a quick little downpour, that's it. But if that changes and if some nasty storms pop up, I'll try to pop on here and warn you. All right, guys, have a great afternoon and stay